Today, it's the NZXT BLD kit versus the Corsair build kit. Fight! Back in October of 2020, NZXT came out with the NZXT BLD program. All of the benefits of getting a pre-built PC, but you get the joy of building the PC yourself. It's nirvana. I had the chance to use this kit initially with my daughter, which was an amazing dad moment, and that was my initial foray into the program. And then we got to build one with my social media manager, which even though she makes a lot of content around PCs, she doesn't get to build a lot of PCs herself. Well, not surprisingly, another company took notice, and that would be Corsair, who just last week also, okay, we're gonna do that again. It's like, it's gotta be red. Like if it doesn't go red, it'd be like terrible. Well, not surprisingly, another company took notice, and that would be Corsair, who just last week launched a similar system, and boom, here it is. I got the opportunity to test this one with my dad. Talk about an ultimate son moment and an ultimate dad moment. These have been so good to me, guys. These have been so good to me. I was incredibly stoked to have these two companies take a stab at making it easier for people to jump into building their own PC, but only having one place to go for like warranty, support, etc. So let's compare the two, and hopefully by the end of this video, you know the right one that may be best for you. Okay, so here we are on NZXT's site for the NZXT BLD kit. And as you can see, the theming is throughout the entire experience. You are talking about them thinking of it as an adventure. Everything about this is a cohesive experience when it comes to BLD. So you have three options here when you're looking at the different kits. You've got the Starter Pro kit, which at the point of this filming is sold out. You've got the Streaming Plus build kit, and then you've got the Streaming Pro build kit. Each one of these actually has an entire breakdown, including performance, where the CPU sits, where the GPU sits, all of it all listed out here. I did have a conversation with NZXT, but as of right now, there were no official plans in terms of updating the build kits. Since its launch in October of 2020, it has not changed in terms of configurations at all. So that's the specs and all the system options for the NZXT BLD. Now let's talk about the Corsair build kit. So here we are on the Corsair website. Very, very different thematically when you think about how this looks versus how NZXT looks. They have three options, just like what you had with NZXT. So they start with the core kit. You've got the Pro build kit, and then the last one, which is their Elite bundle, which is the one that you're actually seeing right here. And they're talking about an Ultra version of this kit as well. You can already see where Corsair is growing in terms of the experience. Benchmarks for 1080p for both the Core, the Pro, the Elite, for 1440p and 4K. So you are getting the same idea in terms of purchase decision. I would say that right now the Corsair models of their build kits do edge out the NZXT options, specifically given the more current hardware options that they are using to spec out their build kits versus what you get over at NZXT. Both kits also come with 2-year warranties, so that's the same. The only thing that I will say is that the NZXT system actually does allow you to go ahead and purchase an extended warranty for up to 4 years on top of the 2 years, so you could not have to worry about that at all. Now the toolkit for this one is actually pretty crazy. So it's got an it does pop open, it's got some fun to it. It's very iFixit in terms of its overall standard kind of what comes with it, and then it also comes with wire cutters just like the NZXT. Here we're going to compare the Corsair Core build kit versus the NZXT Starter Pro build kit. The total cost of individual parts for the Corsair is $1,074, while the Corsair build kit itself costs $1,200, meaning there's about $126 in terms of what they're spending for putting the parts together, the warranty, and all that sort of stuff. Very, very good deal, if you ask me. NZXT. Total cost of individual parts is $1,036 if you were going to go and build the system yourself. You can buy the Pro build kit off of the website for $1,099, meaning that is $63 more expensive to purchase it from NZXT. But again, you get their 2-year warranty, you get the toolkit, and all that stuff. So looking at the second one, you've got the Corsair Pro build kit, and then you've got the NZXT Streaming Plus build kit. You can pick up the Pro build kit from Corsair.com for $1,700, meaning a cost difference of $110. On the NZXT side, it would be $1,449. So a $60 cost increase. Corsair Elite build versus the Streaming Pro build kit. Man, that's like a tongue twister every time I say it. On the Corsair side, $2,079 versus only $2,100 if you were going to purchase. So that's like $21. That is a very good deal for a high-end gaming PC. NZXT Build version, $1,618 versus $1,799 if you were going to buy it off the site, costing you $181 more, and that again covers your warranty and also your toolkit. So both of them are very good margins and are well worth the purchase, given you get to build the whole thing yourself, and your 2-year warranty ends up costing you less than $200. Not to mention, you only have one place to go if you have any issues with the PC. When we talk about the buying experience, I'm actually gonna have to go ahead and lean more with NZXT in terms of what you get there. Main reason being is you have more options, and then the last thing is that you have that option of an extended warranty. Okay then, Robey, what about the hardware selection? How do they stack up in that regard? Both have an issue when it comes to their high-end systems. Both of them are completely inadequate when it comes to cooling. The NZXT has a 120mm AIO and a 5800X, which is terrible if you're going to do anything other than gaming. And then lastly, the Corsair comes with a 240mm AIO on the 13700K. And if you watch our video on that, you'll actually see the throttling happening because the VRM on the subpar motherboard actually limits the overall wattage to half and then cuts the overall power. Not a good look. The strongest options are in the entry level and the mid-tier, where the cooling and performance are actually nicely balanced. The strongest of all systems, if I had to choose one, was the Pro Build kit from Corsair. It's got the right cooling, a great PSU at gold, a good CPU and GPU pairing, and a great airflow case. I knock the mid-tier NZXT for more inadequate cooling, a bronze PSU, and the H510 is a dated case for sure and limiting in terms of upgrades. Now, one thing I am definitely going to ding Corsair on is I'm going to ding them on the Ultra spec. We got a Core i9 13900K and a 4000X. I told you that 4000X is tempered glass all the way around, which means you're not getting an airflow case, you're now getting a hot box, which if you were gonna do like a 13.6 or something like that would be completely fine. They're gonna cool it with an H100i, which is a 240mm AIO, which if you remember, I just got finished saying that wasn't managing a 13.7, much less will it handle a 13.9. I actually have talked to Corsair about this, guys. This is definitely an issue, and they are well aware. This needs to be at least a Corsair 5000D. It needs to be at least a 360mm AIO, and it should be using the brand new AF fans, and definitely not put the QL fans. If you have questions about do fans matter, you should watch our video on that right here. It's not released, so we can take this a little bit with a grain of salt, and we'll see if they react to the feedback. So right now, it looks like NZXT has a slight lead when we think about the things we've covered. We've talked about the purchase experience, the value of the hardware, and actually the hardware itself. But what about the most important part? The actual ability to build a PC with the stuff that they sent and get through it from beginning to end. Well, like I said, I've actually built 2 of these, one with my social media manager and one with my daughter. And again, I built one of these with my dad using the Corsair system. So I do have some experience, and we have videos if you just want to go watch them, and we'll link those down in the description below. When it comes to building the PC, NZXT is night and day better an experience than what you're going to have with Corsair. This is the NZXT Builder's Guide. It is 189 pages of awesome. It does an amazing job of breaking down part by part. Loosen the Intel bracket, remove it, attach the AMD one, and then screw the pegs in here. Very, very straightforward. Even shows you the experience until your next level up at the top. They have this little video thing right here. They're going to show you step by step how to completely do this without any question whatsoever. Now let's jump over to the Corsair version. And I'm going to go to Elite, and I'm going to play this.
So we're going to prep the CPU socket with our cooler's backplate and secure that in place with the appropriate standoffs for our CPU socket. Now we can prep the cooler.
Yep, that was it. That's all they showed you. He said correct standoffs and backplate for your AIO. My dad got to this and he was like, huh?
Okay, there's a Intel 2011 266 X115X 1200 or 1700.
Is this all the instructions that came with it?
Yep.
I am really surprised Corsair launched it this way because I feel like they didn't even really test it. You definitely need to make it simple and straightforward like NZXT did, because I would expect anyone who has no knowledge of PC building to be very frustrated trying to build the Corsair kits. Okay, Robey, so you covered the purchase experience, you covered the price, you covered the components, and finally the build experience. Why don't you just wrap this up? Both of these companies have done a fairly decent job making kits like this that really do merge the best of what it is to get a pre-built and enjoy the DIY PC build experience, with a few misses on cooling. When it comes to building, if you have no idea what you are doing or are gifting this to someone who has no idea what they're doing and they need to rely on what they're given, then the only real choice that you have are the NZXT BLD kits. If you're hoping for Corsair, I'm sorry, but they just don't currently have anything that is going to work for you if you have no idea how to build a PC. However, if you do have build experience, you might be looking to have all of the benefits of owning a pre-built PC, but getting to do all of the building yourself, that any one of these two options would be a good choice. But it all depends on your budget, and all of these kits are appropriately priced for what you actually get with them. Now, if I had to choose an overall best program though, it would have to actually go to NZXT. Their approach is holistic, it's fun, it really embraces the adventure of PC building, and honestly, the whole thing was built with care, and that is really apparent. But it's now about what you think, not about what I think. So, what are your thoughts on the whole value of a program like this where they ship you all the parts and you build it yourself? And how important are the instructions? I don't know, they seem pretty important to me, but maybe you feel differently. And were you surprised at the different approaches and how little Corsair actually held your hand? I'd love to know all that down in the comments below. Now, while you're down there, make sure you slap that subscribe button with that like button and ring that notification bell so you get a notification each and every time we post a video like this right here on Robeytech. Also, we do test a lot of these things over on our live channel, like what we did with both my daughter, my social media manager, and also with my dad. You should head over to Robeytech Live over on YouTube, or make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so you get a notification when we stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, starting at 5 p.m. Pacific, and maybe do builds just like this. Also, join our community, discord.gg/Robeytech. Amazing place to go and find other tech and PC enthusiasts that love to talk about these very same subjects. Anyway, guys, you can also follow us on all the other socials at Robeytech, absolutely everywhere. We hope you enjoyed this video and look forward to seeing you on the next one.